But we're here today at BodyScan. I'm really excited for this because, as I said, I've always wanted my body fat measured, but I do not trust calipers and bioelectrical impedance, whatever they call it, to do it. I've always wanted to have a DEXA scan, and I'm here today. So, this is Phil.
Hey, how you going?
Phil, why should most people do DEXA over things like, you know, a lot of people get body fat measurements and they jump on the scale and they come out with all these crazy numbers, or 5% body fat or 6% body fat. So what makes DEXA so different to all these other ways of measuring body fat?
Well, first of all, jumping on a scale doesn't tell you anything about your body composition, okay? All jumping on a scale does is measure your relationship with gravity, that's it. It doesn't take into account fat or lean mass. DEXA is the gold standard. It's the universally recognized gold standard for measuring body composition, fat and lean mass. It's not subject to human error like calipers. It's not subject to bad calibration. We calibrate this every morning. It's not affected by hydration levels in the same way that bioimpedance is. So it is the gold standard. It's used by sports science. It's used by Chelsea, Arsenal, England Rugby. All the pro teams use DEXA.
Awesome. So I get to finally find out exactly what body fat percentage I am.
You do. You might be surprised.
Yeah, I think I will be. You know, a lot of people think, you know, when I think we did the competition, a lot of people were around sort of the 7-8% mark, and I was just like, no, I very much doubted. Maybe on a caliper test, maybe on, you know, sort of one of those impedance machines, but you know,
well,
really interesting to
see. People come to DEXA and they've had their body fat measured just by calipers, which is only pinching the surface of the skin, or they've had bioimpedance, which is very unreliable. Bioimpedance doesn't measure fat or muscle at all. It measures electrical resistance, which makes a calculation about water, which makes a calculation about fat. So, whereas this is giving you a direct figure on fat and muscle.
Cool. So, let's rock and roll then, shall we?
Okay, should we do it? Okay, all right.
I'll take my top off so you can just see exactly how pretty, I would say, pretty lean.
I've given up guessing these days, so yeah.
So what was the leanest that you said?
The leanest guy we've had has been about 13.5% body fat.
13.5%. I'm quite a competitive person, so as long as I beat 13.5, I'll be quite happy.
All right, now your head's got to go at this end, so can you get under there?
Yeah.
Okay, whoop, there we go. All right. Okay, let's just move the arm out of the way a little bit. Cool. So, okay, Jamie, what we're going to do is we're going to centre you up. So I'm going to centre your head here, and I'm going to ask you to shuffle towards me a little bit, about a couple of inches. Okay, get you centred down a little bit more. Okay, all right. Now your hips, if you can just move your hips that way a little bit, centre you up nicely. Okay, cool. All right. I think you are the biggest guy we've had on the table. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to line your arms up down the side of the table. Keep your palms flat on the table and bring your fingers together. I need you to relax, okay? All right, because you're going to stay there for about 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Now same on this side. So just bring your fingers and thumbs together and bring your elbows into the side of the table. Okay, just bring that elbow in a little bit. Cool. And just relax. Feeling comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now I'm going to go down the feet end. And so we don't want you to move during the scan.
Tie me down here.
Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm just going to lift your feet and put them back down again. Now can you bring your big toes together? Okay, and just hold them there for a second. And now we're going to tape your feet together. Okay, so you can relax now against the tape, okay? All right, comfortable?
Yeah.
So you've got to stay still. Just bring that elbow in about 1 centimetre, that's fine. Same on that side. Okay, hold there. I'm going to start things moving. Okay. All right, so what's going to happen now is this arm is going to take up position over your right shoulder, okay? And then it's going to make 3 sweeps of your body, down, up and down, okay? And then after that, we'll give you a report and we'll be away. So it's just getting into position and I won't talk to you through the scan, okay? Easy enough?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, all right, you can get off the table and we'll analyse your report. Okay. Okay, so this is the DEXA image, and now what I do is analyse the report. So we just line up some of the lines on the report, on the image, and there's some very specific bone points to go through that define your arms and define your legs and the trunk of your body. And Just make sure that, as you can see, we've...
Calves, look.
Yeah, look at those calves, I know. Yep. The biggest calves in Christendom. So, and then here we've got your stomach regions. We're going to give you an estimate for visceral fat. It's a very close estimate of visceral fat. And now we're going to look at the results. I'm not going to reveal them to you yet. We're going to wait till the report. That's not, there's no body fat on there. So let's generate a report. And let's watch it come out of the printer. Here we go.
Printing.
Okay. And you get a PDF as well. So we'll send you a PDF.
Awesome.
So you can distribute that to all your competitors. All right. Okay.
So it will be interesting. I mean, my show's in August, so it'd be interesting to come back when I'm
just
literally
before.
a week before I jump on stage and see the...
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So let's have a look.
Exam result.
Yeah, exactly, isn't it? Okay, all right. So,
is that good?
yeah. Right, should we go in the other room? Okay, all right. So I'll take you through the whole report. Okay, here we go. So, first thing we see, Jamie, is the colour image of your body, DEXA imaging, okay? So you can see very quickly that you are a very lean guy because orange is fat, red is lean, and bone is blue. So you have pretty much no orange on your image at all. So we know straight away that you're carrying very little body fat, okay? Now, the table underneath just concerns ourselves with body fat around the body. And you can see here, now this is an advantage of DEXA over things like bioimpedance and calipers. You can see the body broken down into various regions, so we split into your arms, legs and trunk. And we come down to a subtotal line. We ignore the head in body composition. We're not interested in the head, okay? And we can see that you are carrying 10.4 kilos of body fat, okay? But the number you're all interested in, I know you see this, is this figure here. And you are 12.3% body fat.
12.3.
Okay? Now, I'm going to hand you a little award because in 6 weeks here in London, that is the lowest body fat we've had. Okay, so you are the leanest customer of BodyScan. Okay,
awesome.
So well done straight away. These numbers at the end, you see all these ones here. We're now comparing your body fat with a population of American citizens. I know it's American, but they have a big data set. You are in the top 1% for body fat, okay? So very few Americans with lower body fat than you, and I don't know who they are or where they are.
When my new hashtag, do you even body fat?
Exactly, all right. Cool. Some good numbers to point out on here. This is your android region, your belly fat, and your belly fat's marked on the picture here, okay? So a lot of guys and women very interested in how much belly fat they've got, and you're carrying just 700 grams of fat in your gut, okay, around the belly area. So that's a great figure. We get 1.5, 2, 3 kilos there from a lot of people, okay? So this table here, Jamie, is now plotting your body percent fat against that population set, and you can see here you're off the scale. So 95% of all those white American men are in here, that's who we're comparing you against, and you're below the second percentile. You're probably on the 0 to 1 percentile, so that's a great place to be. Now, for all bodybuilders like you, you know that BMI is irrelevant for people who carry a lot of lean mass. And we can see your BMI is 27.8, and that classes you as overweight, okay? We have people who are also up in the obese category and like you with very little fat. So for you, we're ignoring it, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't apply at all. Now, here we've got some adipose, fat indices and lean indices. Now, the beauty of DEXA is that because we isolate fat and lean, we give you much more meaningful numbers, right? So if you call me up and say I'm 100 kilos and my BMI is 30, I don't know until you walk through the door, you know, whether you're fat or whether you're muscular, okay? Yeah. But with these numbers, what DEXA gives us, I know what you look like before you walk through the door. So there's a number of figures in here that I'd like to point out. First one here is total body percent fat. Now, this is actually using the whole body. That's why the number is different. Your body fat percentage in the subtotal line is 12.3, okay? So your body fat percentage is 12.3. The next one here is your fat mass index, okay? Now, this is an important number, much more meaningful than body mass index because it's based just on the fat in your body, okay? And your fat mass index is very low at 3.63, okay? So that's a good place to be and a number, a target that you can work on, okay? Now, the next one is your android to gynoid ratio, and this is now comparing the amount of fat in your belly to the amount of fat on your hips and thighs, okay? And you're in another great position. You're less than 1. We like to see it less than 1 for a guy. You're at 0.9, okay?
Cool.
If it's more than 1 for a guy, it means you're carrying too much fat in your belly, okay? For a girl, we like to see that less than 0.8. The next couple of numbers are just telling us how fat is distributed around your body, okay? Trunk to limb fat, and the percentage of fat in your trunk to the percent of fat in your legs. And at the bottom here, we've got 3 numbers. Now, this is often the big reveal for clients of DEXA, okay? Because this gives us a very good estimate of your visceral fat, okay? VAT is visceral adipose tissue, and that's the toxic fat that surrounds the organs, okay? Now, again, fantastic position. You're 41.6. Anything between 0 and 100 is normal. That is a very low result for a guy, okay? And visceral fat responds very well to diet and exercise, which you're obviously doing, all right? Now, here we've got a couple of lean indices, and the one I like to point out, first of all, is your lean mass index, okay? Your lean to height squared, and yours is very high, okay? 23.1. Typically with a guy, that moves between about 19 and 22.
So that's also known as, is it fat-free mass index, is it?
It's not fat-free mass, it's just, we're not counting bone.
Right, okay.
We're not counting bone, it's just lean soft tissue, all right? So, I say between 19 and 22, anecdotally, is a good place to be. You're at 23.1. It's very difficult to get that much beyond 24, 25.
Yeah,
right?
that's sort of reaching up to genetic potential.
Exactly, yeah. All right, and then finally the last one is your appendicular lean mass index. Sounds very complicated, but basically it's the lean on your limbs compared to your height squared, and that is probably the highest number I've seen, 11.3. This is the muscle here and on your legs, okay? Cool. Now, on page 2, we now see what DEXA measures, all 3 things isolated, okay? DEXA measures bone, it measures fat, and it measures lean mass, okay? So let's look at those in turn. So first here we see BMC, bone mineral content, and this is the weight of your dry skeleton. Your skeleton weighs 3.8 kilos. Right. That's a really surprising number for a lot of people, okay?
Yeah.
So an average male skeleton weighs between 2.5 and 3.5 kilos. A woman's only weighs between 1.5 and 2.5.
Learn something new every day.
Exactly. So you have a heavy skeleton at 3.8 kilos.
So that can be an excuse when I put on weight when I get older. I'm just saying I'm not fat and big boned.
You're big boned. You are one of the few big boned people. Okay.
Yes.
We have some very obese people come in, and their skeleton weighs no more than anyone else's. Okay.
So that's interesting. That is.
Yeah. So imagine the work that's going on for a very light skeleton carrying a lot of body mass around. Okay. We see fat mass here again, and reading to the subtotal line, your 10.4 kilos of fat body fat. Now the next column here, for the first time, we see lean mass. Now, lean mass is not just muscle, okay? Lean mass is all soft tissue that's not fat. So it's internal organs, it's connective tissue, ligaments, etc. Now, although that's not just muscle, any change in that number is a change in pure muscle, okay? Because all the other stuff stays the same. And you are carrying 71 kilos of muscle, or lean mass, sorry, 71 kilos of lean mass. So you're carrying more lean mass than I weigh, okay? So, expected. This is fat-free, lean plus bone. This is your total mass, and this is percent fat, okay, which we've already seen. Okay, and now on the 3rd page, we give you an average of your bone density. Okay, so again, this can be a reveal for people with low bone density. And to cut to the chase here in this blue chart, anything inside that blue solid zone is completely normal, okay? And you are right on the top. It's okay for this cross to move up. That just means you're getting stronger and stronger bones. The reason you have such strong bones is because of all the weightlifting you do, okay? If you do resistance training, bodybuilding, all our bodybuilding clients have very strong, very good bone density.
So that's another reason why people should do resistance training.
Absolutely.
Increasing that bone density.
Yeah, as you get into old age, everyone's bone density falls. So old people are told to do some kind of resistance training, okay, some kind of weight movement. And that high bone density explains this heavy skeleton of yours, okay? So that's why you have a heavy skeleton.
So I've actually increased my skeleton.
The weight of your skeleton, yeah.
From lifting weights.
By doing weights, absolutely.
That is fantastic to know.
So, and we can see this is the actual score we give to bone density, your Z score. Your Z score is at 2. That means you are sitting right on that top line, okay? And that's a great place to be again, okay? We only start to worry about low bone density when that cross falls into the bottom white area, okay? Below -2. But that is a fantastic DEXA report. You've got great bone density. You're carrying a huge amount of lean mass. You've got a very high lean mass index. You've got low visceral fat. You've got a great AG ratio, so you're not carrying too much fat in your belly. And you have very low body fat at 12.3%.
So on the health scale, 1 to 100, I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right, and you're in the top 1%. Okay.
Very happy with that.
Okay.
Well, thank you ever so much.
Not at all.
Such interesting information as well.
Yeah.
And it solidifies a lot of the reasonings behind why you should, incorporate resistance training into your lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you ever so much.
Not at all. Thanks for coming.
So what do you reckon? Do you reckon I should come back sort of a week out from my show? Because I'm, as I said, the weight today is 90 kilos, and I generally for a show will be between 84, 85 kilograms. So probably another,
few kilos,
5 or 6 kilos down from that. So it'd be interesting to see.
Sure. Well,
exactly the difference in data from that.
Exactly. So what we'll see, you can come back any time from 12 weeks from now, but what we'll see, obviously you want this fat figure to go down, okay, and you're expecting that lean mass figure to go up or stay the same. So very much come back and we'll give you trend data, so we'll be able to compare your existing data against
so that
future data.
Would be interesting, especially if I got leaner and pushed it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see just how much, because obviously a lot of people get concerned when they get ready for a show about losing muscle.
Yeah.
So if I was to say have this again and I'm 6 kilograms lighter, yet my muscles stay the same, it just proves that my training, my nutrition is on track.
Sure.
I've done the right things to obviously reduce those body fat levels even more.
Exactly. We don't really get interested in people's weight, okay? We're all about body composition.
Yeah.
So we've had clients who stand on the scale after like 12 weeks of doing some of their own programs, and they've dropped, say, 7 kilos, okay? So they're standing on the scale going thumbs up. Do you know what? They've lost nearly all muscle.
Yeah.
So they're moving in completely the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be interesting to see how much I stay in that lean mass whilst dropping the actual weight, see whether I've actually drop body fat or drop obviously muscle tissue.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of DEXA. We isolate fat and lean mass.
Awesome. Wow, excited to come back and see that.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Even more of a competition, see if I can beat those.
Excellent.
Okay, so this information I found ridiculously interesting. Because me as a nutrition body transformation coach, I'm shouting to the ceiling why you shouldn't go to extremes to lose weight.
Yeah.
And obviously so many people in the UK are so concerned about what that scale says.
Yep.
As long as it makes them look lighter every week, they're happy, and they think that they're becoming healthier and they're progressing more. And what you've just shown me, I thought would be great just to show the camera and just to go through some examples of people who have had a scan and then come back once they've lost a bit of weight. So what's this first one?
All right, so the first guy here is a guy who is very slim, okay? When he walked into the room, very slim. You can see that he's only 177 centimeters tall, so average height. He's quite light at 69 kilos, and he's 23 years old, okay? From the black and white image, you get a sense of how slim he is, okay? All right, but look at the color image. You can see large deposits of fat here around the hips and thighs. And if we come down to this body fat table down here, okay, he is 31.2% body fat. Okay, he is obese. The threshold for obese is 25%.
So 69 kilograms, small guy, is obese.
He's obese, okay. When it first came out of the printer, Jamie, I didn't believe it, okay? But all the figures added up. You can also see he's got quite high visceral fat, so not good for health. His AG ratio is more than 1, so that means he is carrying too much fat around the belly, okay? That's a health indicator. And look at his lean mass index here. Lean to height squared is only 14.7. Yours was 21, 22, right? So that is very low. So he's carrying too much fat and not enough lean. He needs to put on muscle and lose fat, okay?
So, but just walking around in clothes, people go, he's fit, he's healthy.
Yeah, he's healthy.
And it's a visual thing.
And look, this is a really good indicator. See his BMI? Smack bang in the middle of normal.
Normal.
Okay, so a doctor would say you're fine, okay? But he's not. It's too much fat and not enough lean. Okay, now this second guy, this is a guy who came to us 12 weeks apart. He had 2 scans, okay, and did his own weight loss and fitness program, okay? And I've just stuck 2 tables, both tables on one piece of paper. So you can see, first of all, his images, not much difference, okay? Now, if we look at his weight change, he's dropped from 100 kilos down to 92.6 kilos, okay? So he's lost about 7.5 kilos.
So normally, if you drop 7.5 kilos,
he's delighted, He's punching the air, he's standing on the scale going, great, fantastic, I'm losing some weight, okay? But weight is all he's lost. Because if we look over here, we can see that he's lost 6.7 kilos of muscle, okay?
And what time frame was that?
This is over 12 weeks.
12 weeks, so in 12 weeks, he's lost 7 kilograms on the scale, what he thinks was good, but in actual fact, he's lost 6.7 kilos
It's nearly
of muscle.
all muscle, and he's only lost 3/4 of a kilo of fat. Okay, and then look, if you look here, we'll take the figures here, 28.1% body fat to start with, 28.1. He's now 29.7.
So he's put
he's fatter. Proportionately compared to his total body mass, he's now fatter than he was. And that's what DEXA tells you. He's lost some visceral fat, that's good. He's gone from 120 to 111. He's still in increased risk. His BMI's gone down. Of course his BMI's gone down because it's just based on weight.
So if he went to his doctor and he measured him, he'd obviously lost site measurements off, he'd obviously lost weight.
Yeah, the doctor would say you're doing well. Yeah, shake hands on his way. Well done, keep doing some more of the same. But I'm saying to him, no, you're moving 100, you've got to turn around 180 degrees, you're moving in the wrong direction.
So, yeah, I mean, and I assume that 7 kilos of muscle nearly will be down to his nutrition and training regime.
I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he doesn't have a trainer, he's doing it himself. But yeah, don't think he's eating enough calories, I don't think his macronutrients are right.
So that just comes down to extreme dietary, an extreme diet, extreme training regime, although he thinks just because he's losing the weight, he's doing good, which obviously speaks a lot for things, these programs such as Biggest Loser and other things like that. Yeah. It makes you wonder if they all had, if obviously you can probably fit most of them.
Yeah, we could.
But if they actually did a DEXA scan before and after, it'd be really interesting to see how much muscle that they actually lose, if how much muscle they actually
exactly
have.
And that's the whole point, Jamie. You raise a good point, because here at BodyScan we're not interested in weight. Okay, people come through the door and they say, I want to be 80 kilos. Okay, and for most people, why do you want to be that weight? Let's talk about your body composition. You might want to lose 2 kilos of fat, right? You might want to put on a kilo of muscle, and let's see what weight you are at the end of it. But overall, we're not interested in weight. It's about body composition. How fat are you? How lean are you?
Yeah, it's fun, and that is just, for me, that is just so interesting, because obviously with this day and age, people are so concerned with the scale and just getting the weight off.
Exactly.
What I'm trying to teach, especially with the nutrition, especially with the resistance training, is that we need to be dropping body fat and building muscle.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do, rather than losing weight.
It's not about weight loss. So many weight loss programs and fitness programs are about standing on the scale and seeing how far the needle moves down, right? But with this guy here, the needle moved down to over 7 kilos, but it was all muscle.
And he got fatter. It's absolutely crazy. We need more DEXA scans, that's what we need.
We do.
Well, thank you very much for that. Once again, Phil, I was blown away with that.
Great. Most people are.
Fantastic.
So, okay.
Cool, thank you very much.
All right.
So there you have it, guys and girls. That was probably the most interesting thing I've done this year. Not only have I got good results myself, but in comparison to some other people on there who actually think they lost weight but in actual fact lost muscle, just solidifies while some dietary and nutrition protocols such as extreme dieting, extreme calorie restriction is a stupid idea, because although the scale is lighter, as you saw with that other guy, he got fatter and dropped 6.5 kilos of muscle, which if he had a DEXA scan, he would have seen that what he was doing was not only affecting his health, but he was losing muscle, which is the last thing you want to do when trying to drop weight. So really, really interesting. Long old day, but job done. So hope you enjoyed that, guys and girls, and I'll see you in the next episode soon. Adios, amigos.